I'm having problems. Look. Over here. I wanna. Did it? Like it fucked up. Shouldn't have sworn. Damn it. Swore again. This doesn't show that I got. I might have like 10 streams over there going on or something. Delete that shit. I think I'm live. Check 1, 2, mic check. Hello. Scott. I what? My house got struck by lightning. I shit you not. What's going on? What's going on out there? I got hit by lightning. I shit you not. I'm not kidding. My house got hit by, what are y'all doing out there? Good to see you. Let's turn this off. Well, I got struck by lightning. I can't believe that's even possible. Hold on. I'll just say that, is up. Hold on. We'll do a market brief. Let's just switch right over. We have a few minutes, people to pile in here. I don't want to say things like 10 times or whatever. Oh, cool. And so ready. I lost like lights. I lost like lightning hit my house, and I think it partially went through my electric system. I lost some lights and stuff. I actually had a blowout in a corner of my house. Good news is that every house that I buy, I I don't know what you call it, but off the top of my head, but I ground every house, like no matter what the grounding is. I go in and I slam in like new grounding rods, and I do like 2 grounding rods. I ground everything, and then there's like the way that I do it is, I don't recall exactly how I do it, but it's for events like this. And I have a lightning rod on this house. I actually have an antenna on the top of the house that's grounded into the ground. I haven't gone to check. My daughter says there's some damage, so I haven't gone out to check it. It's like still pouring here. But anyways, I got hit by lightning. I don't think I've ever been hit by lightning before. It came through my headphones, and the house fucking shook. It was like whoom, and I have damage, like shit was falling off a corner wall and one wall of the house. I think that maybe it was God, and he was mad at my shit posting all day long today. That's possible. But I shouldn't be laughing about that. But we still have a few things we have to go over today, and there's a lot going on. So first thing I want to talk to you about is manufactured versus hard volatility. Sometimes you'll see me say things on stream. I'll get angry, and I'll say that price is bullshit, complete and utter fucking bullshit. And especially if you see a lot of selling, sometimes it happens with buying, but more often than not, it's happened in after hours pre-market price action. You'll see like or staircasing down, I want to call it, not really elevating. I guess it could be, but if you'll always hear that saying of if the cash market can't put price where it needs to be, it'll be done in after hours pre-market Globex in lightly traded markets. And there was a time a couple, 3, 4, I don't know how long ago. It could have been 3 or 5 years ago, but there was a time where there was a rumor that started on Twitter, and this rumor began that there was a fire or a bomb had gone off at the Pentagon, and it was bullshit. The whole thing was a scam, and it ran around. It ran around the market really fast, and the market was dumped pretty hard and heavy, and it turned out to be fake. So some of this news today with Jerome Powell, it's been known for at least a couple weeks, if not the entire month of July. This discussion's already been going on. There's even a hedge fund or a small bank that did an entire fucking, this guy did a whole fucking bear thesis. And I had read it on Sunday, I think. I think I made a post about it. I'll try to dig it up. I think it's on the website. Maybe it's not published. I've had some problems publishing stuff on the website recently, but this was like a fucking bare thesis. And everyone since then has weighed in on this Jerome Powell stuff. Will he be ousted? Where does it all start? People are claiming that it started with CBS, but it didn't. It's been starting with short sell side hedge funds. My point behind this, though, is that at times the market needs volatility, whether you want it or not. And oftentimes you'll have real volatility, and then you'll have some mixed in that's bullshit. Like, how do we get this started? We're coming into expiration. Yeah, we know it's going to be volatile, but there's nothing volatile, and everyone's buying. Nobody's fucking selling. And you get different parties that will create shit intentionally, literally intentionally, to get the ball rolling, get sentiment changed, and that kind of stuff. So I want to read something to you really quick if I can. I think I'll find this right here. And there was a lot of and Trump said a lot of stuff today. Like Trump is all over the place right now, and no one's letting him, or he's not just saying, or let me say something to you guys. So I know one of the guys, I know him in real life. One of the guys that's on the Epstein list. I actually know him. I shouldn't say this publicly, but I know the chef on the plane, and he has been visited twice by the FBI. And 2 times he's been interviewed by the FBI. So there is a list. There was investigations done. I'm positive about this. This guy had no awares of anything going on. There probably wasn't a big conspiracy. There probably was, though, fucking young women and stuff, which is gross and disgusting. I shouldn't even say women. But I don't think that it was like a conspiracy, and neither does my friend. My friend never saw any of that shit. And there was an investigation. I assure you that there was an investigation. He's paranoid now. This guy has to carry a gun. His family relationships have fallen apart. It's been a disaster. They talk about him on on Twitter all the time. His life is it's not a tailspin, but it's constant danger for his safety. But to say there isn't to say there wasn't an investigation, that the FBI did not investigate, is utterly fucking bullshit. And what I'm shocked at is they probably ran this investigation and found nothing. That's what I think. Nothing that they could prove. And so I'm shocked that Trump didn't just say, we're investigating and we'll get back to you. Just something simple. So all that stuff with Epstein or Trump or whatever the fuck it's called, Epstein Gate or whatever the fuck it is. I have no idea. I don't dread to dive down in those rabbit holes. But then the same thing with Jerome Powell. It's the same shit. It's Trump today said Powell is terrible Fed chair. Asked if he will fire Powell. He has been too late. Trump went on today to say Powell tried to cut rates for Democrats. Powell does a terrible job. We fight through it. Just like lots of garbage, like garbage. I'm not even going to list off the shit that he said today, except for the last part, which is, Trump sparks market chaos, but he denies CBS reports of imminent firing of knucklehead Powell. So he went today he went on Powell, and it was like bam, 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 bam. Says 20, 30, 40 fucking things, and then when it comes down to it, is are you going to fire him? No. That's the answer. That's the actual answer. No. And can he fire him? No. He can't. He cannot. He has not been derelict. Let's talk fucking reality here. This guy has not been fucking derelict. This guy has not committed fucking felonies. They don't have fucking golden goddamn toilets in the Fed building or anything like that. There's none of that shit happening. It's an attempt to assert power, though. And when you make those attempts, especially in the federal government, you want to establish that you are asserting authority, and then you want it to go to court so you can fight for that assertment of power. And it's the same as anything. It's kind of like, or not the same as anything. It's kind of like if we've never discussed this before, we're going to discuss it, and then we're going to try to pass a law, and then we're going to send it to the courts and see what shit sticks. And you do that with any and everything that you can. If you're in politics, they do. Those people do that to of course wield more power. That's what it's for, right? Wield more fucking power. But we're not here and we're not there, and it wouldn't be that immediate. It wouldn't be like remove Jerome Powell and we're going to replace him with somebody else. They're not going to cede that power. No one is. Trump's not going to be able to take it easily, and they're not going to give it up easily either. It's not like a bureaucracy or trying to fire a bunch of people that work for some I don't know, some small department within the U.S. just all right, fuck, I'm getting fired, I'm out of here. That's not how the Fed is going to work. Those guys are top echelon, very smart, very educated, very powerful, very connected. They're just not going to say, oh, here you go, here's the fucking keys to the goddamn castle. That's not happening like that. Now, this is manufactured. In my view, this is what's called manufactured volatility around a date, right? Which is we got expiration, OPEX, we got end of month, and there's two camps here. There's a camp that wants to see the fucking world burn, and if it's their time of the year for it to fucking burn, they want it right fucking now. They don't want it they don't want it in September. They don't want it in August. They want it right now. And then there's another camp out there right now that thinks, hey, this market has more legs. It is possible for this market to continue higher. And I want to highlight a couple of these, or a couple different, why is there one camp and why is there another camp? Now, if you look at, hold on here. Yeah, initially CBS reported that President Trump spoke to a group of GOP lawmakers about firing Chair Powell, and markets reacted modestly. But now Bloomberg reports that the White House official confirms Powell's ouster is imminent. So you got CBS, or you got banks in the background that I get reports up past fucking 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. You got I've got JPM reports, I've got Morgan Stanley reports, I've got small hedge funds saying that the markets are way, way, way under hedging an imminent removal of Jerome Powell. And then, and this report today is initially CBS reported President Trump spoke to a group of GOP lawmakers about firing Trump. Markets reacted modestly. And then all of a sudden, hold on one second here. Some advisors and allies, some advisors to and allies of Mr. Trump insist that he's simply trolling Mr. Powell and hoping to torment the Fed chair, but won't actually follow through trying to fire him. So let's switch over here. I want to show you guys something. Hold on here. Here, I want to see if I can. Is this? Yeah, let me show you guys this really quick. Let's bring it down here. Okay, so this is I don't know. I think this is Motley Fool. This is from the Nasdaq, but the S&P 500 average returns. This is S&P. I can show you the Nasdaq here in a minute, but more importantly, monthly returns in the S&P 500 for July, the average is 1.71% since 2023. And they've actually been higher the last couple of years, probably even higher than 1.713 or 1.17. See if I can bring this up a little bit closer so you can see it. Right there. Hold on. You can see that right there. This is the average return. And, you know, today's July 16th, right? So there's now a narrative that this is for the bear case. The narrative now is from bears or sellers or hedge funds, sell-side hedge funds. Let's start to create, there should be some volatility, right? Maybe we get some bad reports. Maybe we get maybe we get some of these companies that rely upon PPI, or not PPI, but producers from other countries, and they're eating maybe some of the profit. Either the producers are or the corporations are. We found out in PPI that it's not the producers, right? It was cool today, PPI. It shows that these companies are actually eating these profits. And that could shake out in the Q3 earnings. And then you've got the talk about Jerome Powell, his replacement, a shadow chair, imminent removal, all that kind of stuff. So it's like being piled on this stuff. And then you have just this simple data right here. July, one of the best returning months of the year. What does August do? One of the worst returns. What does September do? Really bad returns. I mean, look at this. Look at this from this chart here, here, and here. And we're in the 16th of July, and we're in the start of the season of volatility. You've got other traders and investors that want to start getting long in bonds or in gas and oil. Or in volatility. That's what they want, right? I want this, right? But there's some fly in the ointment, and that is that volatility is low right now. When volatility is low, it doesn't force, but it kind of does force through charters. It forces banks, hedge funds, and their charters to invest in the stock market when volatility is low. So there's an attempt now to get volatility higher, and that's not happening, is it? And it could trigger like asset managers, CTAs, a whole bunch of others to either get long, stay long, or get some of that window dressing on for the end of the year. So right now, just the bear case is right here, right? 1.71 on average to 2023. What do you think the market is up right now? Let's go take a look at the market really quick. We'll come back to CoreWeave in just a second, but let's take a look at SPY right now. Let's look at SPX. We're going to look at SPX, right? And we're going to go to a month bar on SPX. You always see me following these month candles, quarterly candles, year candles, all that kind of stuff. And there's reasons why I do it, and here's one of them. Let's look at a monthly candle here. And, you know, when we retrace this, if we retrace this stuff, I want you to pay close attention to these retracements, right? They tell a story. They really, truly tell a story on can we escape, can we not escape? And a prime example would be this right here. Hold on a second here. Just in this monthly candle right here. I want you to think about like this down move right here, and as we come higher, you have a wick. And I'll get more into that wick later. Those wicks mean a lot. They mean some serious stuff. Normally when you see wick, that's the damage done, but it tells a story. It's not the story, but it tells you that we're bullish. The next thing that you want to see, though, is this candle right here is important because we're starting to make our way higher. We failed to get the new high, and so when you start this next month here, you don't want to see maybe more than 20% down move on this candle. You don't want to see it. And when we didn't get it, we got the down move in this month, but then started making that new high. It automatically shows you that we're bullish. Does that make sense? So we're bullish, and we're going to start to squeeze all of these people out right here. So these monthly candles will tell you if we'd come down on here. if we had started this month over here in a down move, right, went up and failed to make a new high, right, in this candle right here, and failed to make a new high, that would be extremely bearish, right? Extremely bearish. It's telling you that no, there's no go, and we need to see more down below. So these like monthly opens, monthly closes, the prior month's candle matters to future direction. Now we look at 1.17, or excuse me, 1.1 or 1.71% as the monthly average on the S&P 500. And let's measure this really quick. Let's just take this monthly low right here. And we're only up 1.38%. That's not that much for a month of July. 1.31 is under average. And we had a massive, massive downstroke. So this is the beginning of the year right here. Massive, massive downstroke. We had more than a correction, more than a major correction, right? Almost, it wasn't quite a crash, but it was 20%. And my point here stands that we're actually underweight for the month of July. And if you start thinking about end of year and window dressing, if we're underweight here, right? Underweight for end of year, there's a constituency of banks out there that are going to want, they're going to want more return. That this isn't good enough for them. Like none of this here is good enough on a full year in this market. No, they don't all sell, come down here and buy all this up. They're long from like way the fuck over here. You know, they're long the short, but they accumulate over a longer period of time is the point that I'm trying to make to you. So let's take a look at this right here, 1.38, right? Let me show you one other point that I have here. I got one more thing to show you here. Okay, monthly return. S&P 500. I'm just going to show you. I don't know why I'm not showing you NASDAQ right now. For some reason, I can't find it. So you can find the average monthly return. Anyways, it's even higher. I can't find it right now. I don't know where it is, but NASDAQ's even higher. And I want to show you something here simply, if I can, and another way to show this to you. I'm bring this over here. I want to show you. Can I clear all this? Delete all. Yeah. And I want to bring up QQQ. I want to bring up like a 15-minute chart right here. What I really want to show you here is you see that? Get this down here. Bring that down there for a minute. Sorry about that. I want to show you July. I want to show you July 1st. Right there. That's July 1st right here. And I want to show you these lows right here. Like, look at that low right there. And look at the low in NASDAQ today. This is 544, and this is 551-ish. That's not a big, like the biggest month of the year for tech, is it? I mean, somebody out there let me know, right? We're in the 16th right now. And, you know, like returns over the course of a month. That's not that high, is it? 544, 551, $11 in a month in July for NASDAQ. That's a little suspect, right? And if you look at Qs or SPX or SPY, I guess, doesn't really matter. Just do SPY. Look at the low today on SPY. So this is, here, can I bring that over there? Here's this vertical line right here. This is the first. And here is the low today, 615.55. That's the low. 615.55. And our high today was 618. $3 on S&P 500 for a return in July. That doesn't sound suspect to you at all. And the reason I bring that up is because if we're in an extended summer trade, and we just hit 618 and change, and this would be one of the lowest returning of like the second or third best returning month of a year, and we're middle to end of the month, 16th of July, and we're trading $4 higher on a low for the month on S&P 500. That doesn't sound a little fucking crazy to you? I think that sounds a little fucking crazy to me. I don't think that sounds rational or normal or whatever. And so that means one of two things. Either July is going to be a red month for tech, for S&P 500. Is there something going on that we're missing? Or we're way underweight into the end of the month for July. We're looking for Vixpiration, create some volatility, manufactured volatility. There is no fucking volatility. Sentiment is that high. People want to go through earnings. At this moment, I'm not seeing it. So is the market really that worse off? And if they're going to extend this trade deeper, farther out in time, an extension trade, or even if they don't extend it, and I'm assuming here that we're either going to stay on trend and go higher, or the way is overall higher in a huge fucking way into the end of month, even if we sell August, September. In like the only other outcome here is that there's more damage going on than we know. I'm looking around for anything saying the market's in trouble, the economy is in trouble. Nothing's saying that. So if we're $4 higher today on S&P 500 for the month, and we got a wick on today at the bottom, there was a big old wick, right? And that big 4-hour wick candle. You see this big wick right here, right? If you go to a 4-hour basis, look at that wick right there. Look at that wick. That whole wick was bought on a 4-hour basis. So that should be, in my view, marking a low in the market. Not only marking a low, but huge catch-up is kind of required here. The whole market is fucking loaded with calls, 630, 640, 650. Like, the whole market's long. This whole fucking market is long. Long. And we still have not printed, or on today's low, we printed what for the month? $3 or $4 for July? That doesn't fucking make any sense to me. There's like nothing logical about that. So the last point that I want to make to you would be, when we start this potential unclench, when we start these potential unclenches, right? Started a little bit early here, right? This is Vixpiration. We weren't able to leg down, right? And if you're not able to leg down Thursday or Friday into OpEx, right? And then get some more doom for the 31st down here, start this party early. If you're unable to do that and we actually stay on trend, let's take a look at trend. Let's take a look. Let's take a quick peek here on trend. Is this where they want us to be? Right there, sideways, sideways, sideways. This looks like a correction. Up. That's 615.55. That would mean that we lose the month of July. No returns. Lost trend right there. We have two channels here, right? Put another channel right here. Put that one right in there. A little bit close right there. Like here's big trend channel right here. Here's big trend channel right here. Top of the key, we were sent down, right? Top of the key sent down. I want to show you one more here. This is the first of the month right here. And this is the one that I really want to show you. You know, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Hold on. Maybe not so bad. Bring you right back to the month of July. This month of July, trend, 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 right? Trend, trend, trend. But we save it. Market saved. Trend is higher. Market's down. They try to sell it again. They try to sell it again on expiration. And we get sucked back up again. Why is this important? Because we haven't had returns for July. None. This morning we had none. $4 for the month of July in SPY. We're actually on trend for the month of July. And if you're looking for the extension of the summer trade, historically, what is required? What did I tell you what was required? Stay on trend. Told you that if you look back in every bull run in summer, you come into June, then when you hit July, if you're able to stay on that monthly trend for July, the market is saved. It actually extends deeper out. You get these like mini dumps. They recover, back up again, dump, back up again. And we grind into end of month and more than likely into the what? Possibly the following month. Or we get to huge print at least. Big, giant fucking print into the end of the month. Up here. And we haven't hit this 630 yet. We haven't hit this 640. We haven't hit 650 yet. We haven't hit any of these numbers. There's 640. 630. SPX, we've hit it. But not on SPY. None of these have been hit yet. And we still have, that's the 31st right there. So we're looking for this, let's get out of Dodge. And if that's not going to happen, or if OpEx is not going to do it Thursday, Friday, we could actually start to see some rampo-rama, even if it's just 640 or 630. Like neither of these have been hit. Like theoretically, this has not happened yet. And there are those out there that don't want to see this stuff print, right? We don't want to see 630 printed to the last possible minute. No returns. Just look at this really quick. This looks like manufactured volatility, right? Yeah, we're gonna lose. I don't know. Jerome's getting fired, bro. Let's start the shaking loose of the market. Didn't work. And I want to read something important to you here. Brace yourselves. Top Goldman trader sees 132 billion CTA buying in the next month. This is July 16th. CTA buying is in third gear, but how about go to sixth gear, according to Goldman trader Nelson and Bruce in a brief note this morning. Realized volatility's plunge opens the door for more exposure. Last week saw the early April observations drop out of this gauge, and as a result, the drop in realized volatility here is historic. Only 3 other episodes compete. June of 2020, January of 98 or 88, and January of 1930. Of this monthly figure, roughly 100 billion is expected to come from CTA trend followers and the remainder from vol-based investors. VA vol control and risk parity style. Current global equity length is around 310 billion, or slightly below 6 out of 10, is expected to get a 6 after next week's flow, and nearer to an 8 after the next 1 month's baseline buying, all else equal. What does greater than 100 billion of CTA trend demand look like on a historical basis? In a word, large. It looks huge. Look at it up here. It looks massive. This week, the impact on U.S. equities will be reasonable, but over the next month, it will be meaningful. So brace yourselves. I also want to show you something else here. Can you see this whole thing? You can kind of see the whole thing, right? Yeah, you can kind of see it. This is CTA buying here. And there was an argument a week ago publicly that CTAs were no longer buyers. They have not fucking stopped. They have not stopped accumulating. This chart proves that they're wrong. This data says that CTAs have not stopped buying. They've continued to buy. They're at a top right now. They're pretty close to a top. Kind of see it right there, but no. Nope, they're actually buyers. There was an idea that they were going to stop buying, but that hasn't come to pass. Also, let's take a look at the vol control positioning. And look at that. Vol control is stepping in once again. They're not rolling down. Actually squeezing right now. And let's look at this one right here. This is the one that I talked about in a brief. This is the one that concerns me. In 2020, the whales didn't believe, and they had to play catch up. The long short asset managers back in 2020, 2021, they were playing catch up the entire fucking way. They got into the run. They were in like the last third of it. That was it. So the market just kept racing higher and higher and higher and higher. While everybody else was tired, they needed to make their money back. And I want you to look at this right here. I mean, just looking at this right here, this is 2024, right? But look at this down here. This is 225. I want you to see this right here. This is the key. This is February of 2020, right? And they just started fucking buy, right? Slam, buy, slam. Oh, hold on here. Right? Buy, 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 buy. And they just rocked this. They literally rocked this market. This is 9/7 of 21. And that was the first time that we had that major correction. Do you remember in 2021? In September, right? Big dump. And then we had one more rip higher into Jan 6th, I think. And still one more rip higher. So even after these guys got out, you were still afforded an exit in January. I think I posted on Twitter at that time or did a live stream where I said in September, I had said to people, they're collapsing down to indexes only. We're like now we're down to like a few companies, few debt bond companies that were backed by banks, and then other than that, it was indexes. You could see all the dead soldiers everywhere in spec growth, all the, like the characters out there, whatever. They were all getting hammered. Meanwhile, there was like 3, 4, 5 stocks holding up the stock market, and the indexes holding up the stock market. You were afforded one more, even when they were net sellers, you were afforded one more high in the stock market in January. But I want you to look at this one right here. This is the one that's concerning, which is they're back to being buyers again. You know, these guys have been short. Asset managers have been short since fucking January. You know, in January they were short. They haven't even gotten long yet. None of these guys have joined in. So when you're looking back on S&P 500 Qs where they are for their monthly returns, this kind of looks like garbage, doesn't it? Kind of starting to look like garbage, right? And these guys are who's doing this buying down here? Who is down here buying this stuff? Who's buying here, 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 here? I just showed you who's buying it. CTAs, vol control funds, and the big boys, the asset managers. These guys are in here loading the fuck up. That's what they're doing. They're loading. There might be sellers in here. Big red candle today. You can see it right here. Sell it all the way down. Load back up. Who's doing the buying? Who's this guy right here? This guy's selling. Who's this guy? That's probably an asset manager. While you're selling or whoever is selling, they're loading the fuck up. And we're staying on trend. And, you know, the last few times we've done that, it's been literally fucking vertical or, you know, or minor pullbacks, and we run and run and run until we get a print. So when we're looking at so no matter what that bear case is, you're either looking for a monster ass fucking print into the end of this month, like monster, or some kind of an extension. That would be like that spot up vol trade where you like go up into the end of August. We stay on trend and we start just making highs slowly, slowly, slowly. We grind everybody out into August, or you're looking for a print on like July 31st. Either way, there's nothing showing in cracks right now. Even though the bear case is, hey, we got the worst returns on averages in what? In August and in September, we still haven't seen the print here. Been no print. Been no loss of trend either. Upward trend. No loss of it. We didn't even lose trend today. Not for the month. No loss of trend. Still buyers here. We didn't get locked underneath trend. We didn't putter into the close to wait for more elevating tomorrow. There was none of that. And I'm sure they'll take another stab or two at it. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. You know, I wouldn't even be shocked to see trend change. On air. To give breathing room. But the point still stands. No huge print yet. Dealers aren't allowing the print, but they're going to have to eventually, aren't they? All those fucking calls start to burn, start to be worthless. Those doors start to open. They really do. Like all these monthly, like 640s, 630s, and we had major buying of these things right up into here. I think that was Thursday. Like buy. Load calls 64, 6,500. Who's doing the selling? It's got to be who? Dealers. The only person I can think of. That fucking candle down here The only fucking person I can think of that's doing this is dealers. You know, sell shares, keep price from going here until the last possible moment. When is the expiry on 63, 64, 6500? We'll just hammer this fucker down until we get to end of OPEX, end of month, or even the start of the next month, first week of August. Instead of having like this bloodbath into August, you get this fucking monster fucking squeeze to the upside. I mean, like monster. It's the only thing I can think of. We're still not losing trend. Still on trend. So let's look at expectations for tomorrow then. And let me give you some hold on, look at my glasses here. Glasses are very cloudy. Now, does that mean you don't get a drawdown or anything? No, it doesn't mean you don't get a drawdown. Don't like, hey, is like September canceled? No, not in any way, shape, or form. But it does bring up the question about the upside first before we get that correction. Whether we get it in the month of July, if we get it the first week of August, or if it's an extension into August 31st. We don't know. You don't know. Nobody out there knows. What I do want to show you here, get rid of that. This puny return right here so far, right? Puny return. What I do want to show you here is, let me go to the 4-hour basis here. I was made a comment today that it was a Vixpiration for ants. Vixpiration for ants. What I do want to show you here is this. Bring this over here. And you're going to be shocked when I show you this. If the way is higher, if returns are too low, and we're going to see something explosive to the upside. Oh, hold on here. What am I doing here? What just happened there? Oopsie, hold on here. There we go. That's August 5th right there. That's the first week of August, 650. That's Wednesday, August 6th. And it's like, you know, pound, 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 right? Where's 600? Yep, right there. 608. Oh, there is the first one right there. Where is it? Where is that little sneaky Pete? Right over there. This one right here. So if you've got your one of your best returning months for this whole move right here, right? Best returning months. This is July. All this work, you can't see this. Hold on. All this work right here, right? No, can't go higher, right? No, can't go higher. Oh, we went higher. Back tested successfully right here. See it, right? Back test here successfully. No way is lower. No way is lower. No, it's not. It's higher. Okay, we're higher. Back test to proof it. Launch up right here into one of the best returning months of the year. It only makes sense, right? Window dressing end of year. CTAs buying. Asset managers literally buying everything. Calls at 650, calls at 640, calls at 630. Walking like a duck, talking like a duck. And what else can you take away from this? There's 640. There's 630. You get a little expiry in here in the first. Or does it look more like this? Super ramp, super ramp, super ramp. 1, 2, 3, just moves to the upside. And if you're doing a count, if you're counting the stock market, right, you already know this count, like an Elliott wave count, impulse over here, right? 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Here's the prior high right here, right? 1 over there, right? 2, back test successfully, right? 3, 4, 5. The largest length is always this one, and your shortest of the long lengths is this one right here, right? And the triangle is holding too, right? And here's another crazy one for you. I don't know how long that takes. I don't know if that takes in November. 15th of September. Just like that, right? Just like that, right? Break underneath. There's your major correction. Maybe a little bit lower. That's 590. I've got a hedge on for 590. Do you? Does it matter where we roll? There's a 300% hedge, 300% put spread. You take it out for November 17th, I think, pays 300%. Whether we roll now or we roll way out here. Doesn't matter. 590. 630. 590. Pays 300%. Huge payout. Huge. And what is crazier about this in September? What else is crazy about this? Some of you know what this means, right? This is a larger island of poop, isn't it? Poop Island's even larger. This is also what's telling you that we're not, see this over here, this prior high here in January? This is the basis for what? No crashing yet, right? So again, September, and now you're looking at what? Another 5 waves? Into like December, January, February. Another big mover. Maybe not huge, but I got to play some catch up here. I got to do catch up. There's your first one. We're underneath. Now we're underneath this right here. See it right here? This is that base. Rip it. Get underneath. Come on down. Market's still safe. Everybody's off and running. Everybody's happy. Makes sense to me. So what do you need to remember in here? If you look at historically, if we stay on trend, right? If we stay on trend, they're unable to shake us, right? You're not shaking here. You're not shaking here. Eventually, you start fucking squeezing again. I mean, like, violently. And this is actually when. Top of this key here is Thursday, August 7th. Wednesday, Tuesday. Right? Just ramp it home. Come into OpEx. Whoop. Day after OpEx. Right? In a month. Wham. Here's where's the end of month? Here's the end of month. This is OpEx. Right? Sneak you up here. Day after OpEx. Right? Swing you up here. On the first, maybe. Whoop. Big, huge push. Wham, wham, wham. So I would be, like if you're a bear, you need to see new lows, and we're not seeing it. And I liked this one today, too. This is the 7th. Look at that. Failed it. Right here. July 7th. No new low. You saw me today saying, oh, let's just get underneath this. Right? We just need to get underneath. If we can get underneath this one more thing here, there's what? Gap City. They were unsuccessful. Can they be successful tomorrow or Friday or, OpEx? I don't know. Next Monday, maybe. But they were unsuccessful today. Even with the manufactured bullshit fucking volatility, even with all the other shit out there, even with PPI, CPI, blah, 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 taxes, or not taxes, tariffs, trade war, you name it. Epstein, I don't care. Whatever the fuck you want to bring up, I don't care. I've seen so much shit. It's like, that didn't work. Wick. If you saw, look at this here. There's no big wicking up here. No big wicking up here. No big wicking up here. It's not like you see like this big ass red candle. Big red candle. And then a monster fucking wick, right? Let's see no monster wick up here. Top of the market, boys. Sorry, we're out of here. Boom, 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 boom. Three down days in a row, 5 down days in a row. It wasn't like that. We got 1 down day here. We got 1 more up, 1 more down. That looks like a correction. 1, 2, 3. New high in the close, pulling back right now, but it's starting to look like it wants back up again. It ain't looking as bearish as it should if you're a bear. If you're a seller, I posted this on FinTwit. If you're a seller, I got nothing for you. Let's go to a 1 hour. So here's Friday, right? This is OpEx. The target is actually up here. Just like you want to snip that for yourself at home? That's the target up there. We know that 6:30, we need to break through this, right? We know we have a large expiry on Friday. And you see this one right here? Oh, yeah, get rid of that. Let's look at a 4-hour and a 1-hour basis here. Let's do this. Let's just do SPY. We're not going to do anything else, right? Let's just do SPY. You'll get a report tonight. Your report still matches, I think, from this morning, but I want to show you on a monthly basis. Let's get rid of all this. We don't need this right now. That's doomish down there, right? 573. That ain't good. We close this month green, though. This will be higher, won't it? This will actually go whoop right up here. So we got to close the month green. Here's weekly basis. And check that out right there. Look at this right here. Was bought again. Look at it. This fucker, they fucking bought this thing right here again. Look at this. Remember, we're going to close a month out. So we're going to get a new monthly line on this chart. Here's weekly. And what have they been doing in these weeks? Buy, 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 buy. To what fucking end? To what fucking end? There's no signal here. I'm looking for one. I'm hoping for one. I mean, shit. You heard me today going, let's get it down. Let's get it down. Deeper. Why? I want to buy as cheap as possible. That's why. Cheap. Cheaper the better. But 618 is not enough? Not really. There's daily. Why did I buy 618 P's the other day? Puts 2 days ago. The 618 is where the fucking buyers should be. But I'll take it lower. Look at this weekly right here. You got a weekly down here at 617.15. Got a weekly candle down here, 613.71. It's juicy. Literally like, it's literally like wham, and then wham, or excuse me. It's juicy, right? You got underneath 617, and it's like boom, straight down, boom, straight there's some money in there. But that's not happening, is it? Not happening. The daily candle looks great. Let's look at this at a 4-hour. We got some doom in here, right? A little bit of doom here after the bell, right? Big red candle over here. You got the thumbnail from the YouTube video today. I had the archers up here. These guys right here. You shall not pass. Who are those guys? I think they're dealers. That's what I think they are. Down here, back up again. Dealers right here. These are dealers. So we shall not pass. When should we pass? Probably after or near or closer to OPEX. Okay, I gotcha. And no one's believing this bullshit over here. Not that I can see. That ain't fucking retail. I got to check that 4-hour candle and see who the fuck was buying it. Sure than shit wasn't. You know, Bob in fucking Iowa. And sure as shit wasn't oversold. This is the key one right here. Remember that one right there. Look at your weekly right there. And this is the one that I want you to look at here. This 1 hour got left behind right here. And this door should open on the on OpX. So let's go. This is Thursday. This is Friday, 1600. That doorway should open. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's what I'm thinking there. I'm thinking at the worst case, I mean, they're trying to make it like worst case scenario. Who's the you shall not pass? Probably dealers. Come down here on a Thursday, sneak up on or after OpX. We can start cranking this stuff. You get a bunch of 630 that's expiring. You can start cranking this out. 632 to be exact. 632.25. I got this fucking thing right up into the first week. I got this over here, top of the market. Actually make that 652. Why is it 652? I talk to you about $2.50 all the time, right? Because we're not done up here. If we get the 652.50, even if we have a major correction for the fall, it still leaves that door open for 680, 720, 700 end of the year. Let me ask you if you're thinking about that today. Shoulder, inverse head, shoulder. Sorry, I should have done that. Hold on, I shouldn't have done that. Terrible. Get kicked off the, I drew that wrong. Sorry about that. It's fucking like 4 years old. Inverse head, shoulder. Higher leg than this one, not as low as that one, a little bit higher. And we left behind a 1 hour. See it right here. Left behind a 1 hour right here. Actually see it. Actually a little bit, they got a little bit more here too. They got one right here, one right here. There's a 1 hour candle here on 622, 621.75, and then 621.23. And I want you to think about this 622. I want you to think about this number over here. 622, 620, $2.50 in cash market. So you start looking at 622.50 tomorrow, 622.50 to just above 620. And if these fucking buyers step in here, buy. You know, bears can't get it done. I'm going to show you what the result is. Here's one right here. One right here. Blast it down. If you can't get it done, what do we do? Bam, bam. In this case, probably even bigger. If this support holds, should be a pretty significant upside move. A little bit more bearish on the hour. That looks like more down tomorrow. Daily, though, is on an incline. Daily accumulation looks great. This looks very good. You want to be a buyer in moments like this. Nothing has changed. Target's still 630, 632, somewhere up in there. Nothing's changed. See if I can read some of you guys are saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's bare erectile dysfunction. I mean, I get they're putting together the sauce. I get it. I'm with them. I'm like, hey, give me some fucking puts. Give me some fucking puts. Get me a hedge. But they're not getting, I'm with you, bare erectile dysfunction. That's all that's happening here. They're not putting it together right now. So if they're not able to put it together, what do? We go the other way. If the sellers can't get us down underneath these levels, the way is higher, right? Every time. You start backtesting these levels like this, and we're like, bam, buy it. Every time that, what does that fucking do? It means we're gonna go fucking vertical. You know, had we closed today under that 618, 617, whatever that was, I was showing you on the stream, I was like, just below this number right here. Well, there's two places. There's one, I was like, we hit the first one, but if we hit the second one down here, it's going to be we're going to go fucking vertical down. And we didn't. Then I was like, 621. If they can get it under the 621, I think, I was like, they can roll it back down here again. They'll have another fucking good shot at it. And both times, buyers. So, you know, the day the day had a new high at the close. We had a new low, but we had a new high at the close. And, you know, you put together a no new low tomorrow on Thursday. You're looking for the new high again. All of a sudden, you get two sets of a higher low and a higher high. We don't want to be inside either, right? So whatever that fucking bottom is tomorrow, if that gets bought and it's a higher low, you're automatically going to want what? A higher fucking high, right? You're going to want to fucking moonshot that shit. And the bulls will be required to do that. So it could be like whatever tomorrow's low is, if tomorrow's low is down where I show you here, whatever low this fucker is right here, if this thing is high enough, if it's like 621, 620, 622.50, the resulting fucking trade should be, I mean, not quite vertical, but you go on FinTwit and be like, today is a trend day. You could say some shit like that. Sorry, boys, it's going to be trend day. Sorry, boys, it's going to be another trend day. You can go out there and literally say that shit because that would be the implication. You're going to get a set of probably, I think they call it 3 white soldiers trade or something like that. Like 3 fucking ups trades in a row. Maybe not in a row. You get like 1 or 2 sideways trades, but then it should be like trend day, sideways, trend day, sideways, trend day, moving up and up and up and up. So pay very close attention is I guess this market brief is pay very fucking close attention tomorrow to the low. And if that low, if they can't get that shit done, our OPEX number might be higher. And I do see the trade sideways for OPEX. Like, hey, we're going to trade 25 or 20 or even 30. And maybe we just trade 25 right in the middle, right? They just bring us right in the middle, corkscrew us in, tighten it up. Then we're free to move after OPEX. But where? We hit another low tomorrow at 620, 621, 622.50. What do? Ramp 625 on OPEX, right? Pin 625 OPEX. Day after, 630. 2 days, weekend, whatever. Go through the weekend, wake up on Monday. Holy shit, we're trading 630 today. Doors opened. Door wide open. And we should leave this right here. It's Friday, 1600. Here's your pin right here, right? So I guess you'd bring that backwards, right? You'd say this was next week, Wednesday. How about Tuesday? Tuesday low, right? You guys know what Monday highs are, right? Prior high here. Well, let me bring this over here. The Monday effect. I think it's called Monday effect. I think it's called Monday effect. But anyway, sometimes they'll call it turnaround Tuesday. You got this high right here. If you close in a high on Friday, do you know what that effect is? That Monday is normally an up day. I'll just tell you right now. It's like statistically an edge. If you have a prior high on Thursday and you have a new high on Friday, your Monday is normally one more up day. Draw it down on Tuesday low, right? And then all of a sudden we're fucking super ramping to 632 into next Friday. Do any of you have next Friday? 632, 620 call spreads. I think we should look for them tomorrow. I would think here in tomorrow morning at if we hit like 620 or something, I'll slap a fucking $10,000 trade on that fucker if it prints. You get a nice little down move tomorrow. Everybody's hair's on fire. Fucking market's going crazy. Fucking FinTwit's like, sell everything. We're selling again. And you and I are just sitting here going, okay, let's look and see, what can we place from now into next Friday or even not next Friday, but the Monday thereafter. So you can guarantee that Friday print or that Monday after effect print, just like this one here, right? You get the after effect where you really want to be. So we look for tomorrow's low and let's just look. Hey, can we find a trade from 620 to 632 for Monday? The 28th. Monday the 28th. We're supposed to be selling right now. We're supposed to be selling into end of month. And nothing is saying that that's happening here. Price is not saying it. We're not closing the fucking door on closes. They bought that whole fucking bottom yesterday. So there could be a larger bull trap going on, or bear trap going on than you can actually see. One more down day tomorrow. And I still have puts on, by the way. I got 614s just in case I'm wrong here. They were cheap as fuck. They were like 50 cents. I'm like, I can't not have these fucking things on. They're just too goddamn cheap. But, you get what I'm saying, right? We should be looking tomorrow. If we're not going to break below that 618, we're not going to trade that 617, 614, 610, any of that shit. We need to start looking for some upside, some upside fucking, 630, 632 and your hopes and dreams, if you're a bull for like 640 and 650, I don't think those are out of the realm of possibility right now. I was questioning it, but if these fucking sellers can't get it done on fucking today, like, and you guys know this, right? Like, we should have been fucking red, even if they started earlier. Should be like fucking red, deep. And if this was a expiration where we're gonna roll early, we would start breaking trend. Like, you need like these rules, like start breaking trend. All right, we got expiration, first unclench. Did we do any of that stuff? Yeah, we did a little bit of it. We did a little bit of early unclench on the day before. Did we get below trend? Fuck no, that didn't happen. They're gonna take another shot at it tomorrow. If they're unsuccessful, start looking higher. That's not the norm. So I think that's the case right here. All right. Right? Are you with me or not, Og? Are you like, I'm looking for any reason to sell here. So, like, I'm looking for like the hard signs. Like, we sold, like, if we'd sold into the bell today or pinned it sideways into the bell, start loading down or just start staircasing down after the bell. There, I'd have been like, fuck yeah, fucking the unclench is fucking happening. We're gonna start fucking, bam, all the way to the downside. You know what I mean? And that didn't happen today. So, and as a matter of fact, on that bottom, right, OPEX Wednesday into bearish seasonality, baby. I am 100% with you. And that did not fucking happen today. So, if you're a bear out there, if you are a bear out there, I'll reinforce this topic to you. On highs right now. Said this in the Discord the other day. We were at 627, 628, somewhere in there. Like, you start seeing like 630 ever, 630, 627, whatever it is. There are some killer fucking put spreads out there, like killer. And they print for 590. They actually print, I think, 610, 609, or 616, somewhere in there. They start printing, but then they like really fucking ramp down to like 590. I think I would say like 592 or 5. You can even do 590 if you wanted. And you just do like 530 to 590, and you can literally close the laptop, and just be like, I'll be back on that trade. Now, is that a trade that's something where you're there to make money on that trade or whine and bitch for 3 months until it happens? No, you just put it on and you don't look at it. You trade the market that's in front of you. So if we trade 650, 640 and fail, what do you care? You can come back and you're going to be rich. 300% trade. You might not get a payout though until, it could be could be November. You can just keep grind slowly. Here's that 650, and they grind us all the way up. I shouldn't say maybe not November, but we don't start selling until August 31st. If it's not going to be August 5th and it's August 31st, you're still going to get paid, and it's going to be a nice little fucking fall present for you. If you don't have a girlfriend or anything. Fall is when girls try to get boyfriends. They want a boyfriend to bring home for the holidays. So if you're single out there, this is a great trade for you. Most single guys are bears. You become a bull all of a sudden. Pay rent and pay for holiday presents and a girlfriend and stuff in November. I shouldn't be saying that, but calls are loaded. So earlier today, you didn't mishear me. So today I came into the market this morning, and we're trading sideways, and I'm like, they're trying to sell it. You can see they're trying to sell, like they're trying to sell, and they're just unsuccessful. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to buy one of these, some of these calls here. So I bought a bunch of calls. They were expensive. I'm like, these are fucking pricey. And I got shaken the first time down. I don't put stops on my trade, so the first red candle down like that, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do here? Like, there's nothing I can do here. I'm just going to sit here and wait until it comes back. That's what I do. Anything like that. Anytime you see like big red candle straight down, if you're caught, you fucking stay in that trade. Came right back up again. I put stops on it. And then I did take a small beating. I did lose money this morning. But then as soon as that second candle hit and I got stopped out, literally started buying put. Well, shouldn't say I started. I got 30 fucking puts. I had orders in for like 100, and they weren't working. So I started doing like 10 orders for 10 and started building a put position. on markets. I was afraid of going like 300 fucking puts on a market and getting caught in a shitty fucking trade. First I tried limit order on hundreds. That didn't work. So then I was like, well, fuck it. I'll start doing market orders on 10. And I started getting some fills, and they were reasonable. It's true. And then we made that last candle down, and I made all the losses back, and I made a bunch of money today. I had a fucking great day. And then when we came back at the bottom earlier today, like that bottom when I closed the puts, I'm like, I ain't fucking buying any calls here. Why? Why am I not buying any fucking calls? Because it's still Vixpiration. I couldn't catch that bottom. I couldn't, for the risk profile of today, I was unwilling to. I think if I took that trade 10 times, I'd be wrong. 7 out of 10 times, I'd be wrong. So I hate those. I don't like. I live with a lot of rules in how I trade. Like I have a ton of rules, and I try to follow them as best as I can because I make fucking mistakes. I do. I make mistakes. So I have to limit the mistakes that I make as best as I fucking can. And today is not the day. It showed today that today is not the day to buy a dip. You weren't even let in on the dip buy today because it's Vixpiration. We're down there at 618, like, fuck these motherfuckers. They know it's Vixpiration. They're all afraid. And we're hitting them with the red candles at every buy. So even my own brain is like, I ain't buying that shit. Fuck no, I don't care. I didn't care. I was just looking for another put trade all day long. But you're getting another chance here. They're going to give you a doorway in. More than likely tomorrow, or even in the overnight, right over here. You can see us selling right now. Hope we can get down into this, not this 30-minute, but this hour. Right down here. This little secret squirrel right here. It's actually it's 621.24. I think that's the worst it gets. The worst that you see. More than likely 622.50. If we can get down there low enough, late enough in the nighttime, you're going to see Japan step in, or not Japan, excuse me, Asia in general, Europe, and then you'll see the U.S. Bring up the rear tomorrow. You can do 300. You can do 300 lots on Thinkorswim. You can do not Thinkorswim, Tasty, excuse me. You can do 300 lots. You can do 100 lots. You can't do more than 10. Or you can't do more than 100. You can do 300. I can attest to it. I can show you the paperwork. I can show you that you can. Anyways, let's look for that low tomorrow morning. I hope this is enough for you. If you're a bear, this doesn't look good for you right now. If something changes, if that low doesn't hold or something tomorrow, you start making, you start turning it down. I'll jump on, or I'll jump on the bear train. But I was on the bear train yesterday, on the bear train day before, on the bear train today, 3 days, and the Bears couldn't get it done. So I don't know. Bear suit comes off and gets hung up for a minute. And if you're on sell side, be willing to add to the long side if you need to. If you're on the short side, or if you're on the sell side, if you're a bear out there, if you're listening to me right now out there and you're a bear, I want you to at least consider the possibility of a major upside move coming. I think that's all. You guys can trade without theta kill on just SPX. Like SPX doesn't have the theta implications that you guys can do two things. You can trade futures, or four things I should say. Trade futures. Stay the fuck away from SPY. If you trade SPX, you have nowhere near the theta implications, nor you have tighter pricing and stuff like that. Another thing to do would be to stop fucking procrastinating and start fucking buying anything. I don't care what it is. Ford tracks the S&P pretty well. That shit's cheap as fuck. Fucking S&P 500, whatever you want to buy 100 pack and start selling options. You're not dealing with that theta. It's actually to your benefit, right? Theta now starts to work for you. So you can do futures, you can do own the markets and sell options, start selling puts to suckers, selling calls to suckers, at trade SPX. And the other way to kill theta would be spreads. I found two things that have worked well for me in this environment have been spreads on highs and lows have worked very well. And then just intraday trading zero dates. I think that's been fucking, like this market in zero dates right now is fucking beautiful. The market has changed in my view. And I think the zero date, I don't think the arbitrage is any good. I think the arbitrage sucks. I think the arbitrage is horrible. Like end of day stuff, 4 to 4:15 is terrible. But if you're like inter-market, like an intraday market, and you're in the bottom, a zero date is fucking beautiful. It's a fucking great way to make money. And I think that's a false statement anymore that it's not. You can see the zero date. The zero date trade is in full effect. You can see it in the chain. There's a lot of fucking money exchanging hands in SPY specifically. So, anyways, and that's the other thing too. When we're in or go right back to the spread thing. Spreads are great. I'm consistently printing spreads. I'm probably winning 7 or 9 out of 10, and they're printing at least 100% trades, like 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. So yeah, I think spreads in the summer trade are beautiful. I think they're easy. You put in a call spread, put enough time on it, put in a put spread and a high, enough time on it, it's gonna print. It's like the dummy way of trading, and that's not hard to get a. It's not hard for anybody to get a. If you got a couple grand, you can open a margin account and start trading simple spreads. So it's not that hard. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be perfect or any of that kind of stuff. We were down there today. I don't know if any of you guys got call spreads today, but it was a great fucking day to add some on. Hopefully we can get another chance at that tomorrow. All right. You guys have any other questions? Any questions at all out there? Should I read? Yeah, I like leaps too. ES, I agree with you. I like leaps. I like leap puts too. I think one of the best crash hedges is a leap put. They hold their value. You have minimal loss. I like put spreads, and I like same day, 0 day puts. But if you do like a leap on puts on a high, I think that's a great trade too. They're one of the best crash protection trades out there is a multi-year leap put trade on a seasonal high to protect yourself or anything like that. OPEX is Friday. Today of expiration. I think so, unless I got that wrong. I think it's VIXI today, and then OPEX on Friday. Thanks, Finnum. Okay, so there's a market brief. I hope that this helps you guys into tomorrow and into Friday. We'll monitor the market together. Look at all that doom right now. Look at this doom right here. Doom, 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 doom. I think it's bullshit. They're coming down here to hit this one right here. They're coming down here to hit this bad boy right in here. Come right down in here. And we're going to buy that fucker right there.